Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hollywood Matt Connolly with the double biceps. It is a legal requirement every single time we appear on camera. We're going to lean that way to get that other arm. Oh, it's that arm there.
Get them all in.
We get all three arms in there. Yeah.
Now the other arm looks small.
Oh. It's a perfect intro. Welcome to the show. We're going to count down our top 5 moments from the AWE number 1, which took place in February here in Adelaide. We had a fantastic time, a fantastic event. Dave Stockbridge, the man himself, was doing the ring announcing, jumped on the commentary team as well, 3/4 of the way through, but we had an awesome event and we would like to highlight our top 5 moments. So coming in at number 5 for Dave.
Well, number 5 for me was the commentary. One, it was an absolute joy to be able to jump on the table with you, Hollywood Matt Connolly, and to call those championship bouts towards the end of the card. It was a very special moment and one I'll take to the grave. So that was very special for me.
It was great. It was a lot of fun, yeah, and it was awesome that you were sort of running back and forth. There's so many moments when I watched the replay back where you can hear the headphones being taken off and like dumped onto the desk as you like sprint around to like grab the microphone, that sort of sound to get the mic and then make the announcement, and then I'm trying to fill time while you get that, and then I'm running around as well,
handing out belts.
That's right, and then sprinting back again so there's no dead air. But that was great. We had a great time. I really enjoyed the commentary with you as well. So that was your number 5. My number 5 was Las the Berserker Botta getting a showcase moment against Tom Demkowski. So Las being from South Africa, having moved here to Adelaide and being very unique with his style. He's very, very aggressive on the table, really throws himself into every movement, a lot of yelling, a lot of leaping up on the table. Yeah. And he showcased all of that in that match. And so for me, that was my number 5.
It was great to be able to expose that kind of berserker craziness to the rest of the world.
The berserker.
The berserker. He did it. And number 4. Number 4 for you, Hollywood.
My number 4 for me, Matawaringi Hedda Morris, which was
just
name,
being able to pronounce the name was number 4.
That's right. It took a lot of practice, and it's fun for me now when people do go to reference him and they can't say it. And I go, "Oh, do you mean Matawaringi Hedda Morris?" And they go, "Yeah." So him stepping in as a replacement 2 days prior to the event, we had a couple of injuries, a couple of pullouts, and unfortunately we had people that we had high profile people that couldn't make it to the event.
Yes.
And we reached out to him, and thankfully he said yes. And 2 days before the event, flew all the way from New Zealand and ended up getting the win as well. So he took out the AWE Intercontinental title.
Yeah. Big performance, big man.
Big
name. And my number 4 was just it was great to see the sport put in the right environment. So for me, I think it was great to see the sport presented not like a pub sport, not like it's in garages and carports and or out in parks, and yet for training you've got to do what you've got to do. But when it comes to presenting the sport as a professional endeavour, I think that AWE did their bit in order to elevate the sport and the consciousness of the rest of the sporting world.
Yeah, absolutely. Having the octagon, the whole arena, it was an amazing experience, and the background, the professional production and the commentary, it just felt like this is, we're really putting on a world-class show here. So I definitely feel you on that one. So we'll go down to the number 3.
Number 3.
And, my number 3 was Hamza Hodzic, the Hammer. He was put up for the AWE junior title.
He literally had his school formal the night before.
That's right.
That's how junior this was.
That's right.
Yeah.
You have to leave early for the weigh-ins.
Weigh-ins, yeah. Come in quickly, get weighed in, head off, have a haircut, and go off to the formal.
That's right.
Before coming back and winning the junior AWE title.
That's right, and a dominating win as well. He ended up winning quite comfortably over Jamie Barrett from Queensland, and it was fun. Well, partly my number 3 was amazing effort from Hamza, and partly because I had bet $100 with Ryan, Ryan Bowen, that he was going to win. Going back and watching the live commentary, And we were talking and referencing that, and Ryan saying he was super calm that his $100 was very safe.
Yeah.
until after the first round. So a nice win for me there.
Yeah, well, I'm very proud that the AWE got to answer the question that everybody was asking, which was who is the number one junior in Australia, and we were able to find that out at AWE. Unfortunately, that question could not be answered at the Australian Arm Wrestling Federation's National Championship because they'd decided to hold that in a casino, which meant the juniors couldn't attend, which is a terrible shame for all the young kids out there that have fallen in love with the sport over the last couple of years. But on that fateful day, on the 25th of February, we were able to answer that question and have the juniors there and a great crowd assembled in order to enjoy that very, very special occasion.
Absolutely, yeah. So good to see that. And we will see Hamza again defending his junior title. The next AWE, which will be July the 2nd, and he'll be facing off against another one of Ryan's favourite. It'll be Ethan Tunstall. So Ethan, another fantastic arm wrestler, young arm wrestler, 20 years old, and that's the cut off point for us for the junior limit. Juniors 20 and under. So that will be taking place. Hamza will be defending his title against Ethan. There is another $100 bet on the line.
I was going to say, yeah, this could be $100 coming your way. Hollywood Matt Connolly. My number 3, is that where we're at?
Number 3, yeah.
Number 3. So I'm going to say the championship belts. I love the championship belts, the AWE belts. Thought they were fantastic. We gave away 3 of them. So we had the junior belt that we've just discussed. We had the heavyweight title. Of course, the intercontinental title went out. And maybe you can explain a little bit about those belts. So, in terms of what's the big belt, which is the number 1, number 2, and belt, as far as you can discern.
Yeah. So the heavyweight one is obviously related to your body weight, body size. So we had Gunter Zbykovs versus Mario Tambakis for that event. Both big men, big strong guys, and that is more referenced to a weight class. So you're sort of looking at your 100 kilo plus guys in that division to carry that belt. The Intercontinental belt is sort of your prestigious, big name, big event. If you're going to hold that title, that is, from our perspective, like the best in the organisation, the best title that you could go for.
And originally there was going to be Ryan Bowen, Chance Shaw, then Ryan Bowen.
It was we had a few people. There were so many. There was Todd Hutchings.
Yes. Before the snowmobile incident, and there was another one, a mystery we can't delve to.
That's right.
With confidentiality and the like. But there was another big name that we can't talk about, but there was another big name, and then of course Mataringi threw up his hand last minute and said, "Yeah, I'll travel across the pond and let's get this on." And he walked away with the Intercontinental belt over his shoulder.
That's right. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. So he is the current AWE Intercontinental champion, and Hamza Hodzic, as we mentioned a second ago, he is the junior champion. So we've got the 3 belts, as you mentioned. Gunter's Zbykovs. Yeah, absolutely. What an amazing moment to see him come out of retirement. First time I ever had seen him compete in person. He'd retired before I'd started arm wrestling.
Yeah.
And so to see him come back and be so dominant in his victory against Mario Tambakis there.
Former Latvian, former European, former Australian champion, and now AWE heavyweight champion. So
I do like it when you say former Latvian and former European. Like he's not those things anymore.
No,
he used to be Latvian. Now I'm not.
No, he's very much now the AWE heavyweight champion. There's no disputing that. That is indisputable, as a matter of fact. But I like the belts. I thought the belts are better than a helmet or a trophy or something like that, I'd imagine.
I think belts are signified throughout history of combat sports as being probably the best style of trophy.
Yes. So if you're going to be your belt holder,
right?
That's exactly right. Your title belt holder. That's synonymous, isn't it? So, I like the belts. So that was. And your number 3. Your number 3.
Well, we did go with my number 3. We're down to number 2.
Oh,
now.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did you have a number 3 already?
Number 3 was Hamza winning over Jamie Barrett.
It was you winning $100
and me winning $100.
And so number two.
Number two for me was a funny incident that took place, which you apparently weren't aware of until a few minutes ago. We were talking about our top five. Was that during the event, somebody must have asked you to make an announcement that there was a truck or a ute blocking a local chicken shop.
Parking for the venue was particularly tight, so yeah.
Yes, and so on the stream, we've had probably 2 or 3 matches. They've all been very professional. The whole thing that everyone is hearing through the stream is our commentary and the event taking place, and you're basically ring-announcing, and then all of a sudden, like they hear, can the owner of a white ute please move their car from in front of the chicken shop? The owner is asking that the owner of a white Nissan ute please move it from in front of the chicken shop.
There is a white Nissan parked at the chicken shop.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen, there's a white Nissan at the chicken shop. I wonder if anyone on the YouTube Live is parked there.
Probably. It's one of you. How many have we got in here? One of you 700 people. Move your car out of the way of the chicken shop. People want chicken. The live commentary, because we could see, like we had our phones up with the live chat, was just went ballistic. I was like, the chicken shop. What's a chicken shop? And how you would pronounce Nissan.
Nissan, apparently, well, to Americans, they Nissan.
Yeah, Nissan,
Nissan, you know. But Nissan is how we say it in Australia.
Right. So that was the highlight. And even after that, I've still seen comments coming up about that was many people's favourite moment.
Next time we're going to yell out schnitzel orders, I think.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Number 47, schnitzel parmigiana. just for the comments.
That's right.
Oh, and I really my number two was the match review. I really liked that as a concept. I thought that meant that on the day there was very little dispute, and when the disputes did come up, they were easily addressed. And so essentially, for those that aren't familiar with what we're discussing here, if you're an arm wrestling fan, you might be familiar with the troubles that Monster Michael Todd had at East versus West, and just trying to secure some justice for himself, and there didn't seem to be any easy path to that.
Some jurisprudence.
So, but at AWE, it was decided that all the athlete needed to do, if they'd questioned a foul or felt like a decision wasn't going their way, that they could just whip up the TV sign, which I think they do in cricket, isn't it?
Yes.
They do the same kind of thing, and it would go off to the game umpire, who'd be off to the side, the match umpire, I should say, who's off to the side, and that was you. And so you would review the footage, and your decision was final, and everybody seemed really happy with that.
Yeah.
So.
That's a restart. Jamie's called for the video replay on that one. He wants to check for it. I'm not sure. Let's have a look now. We'll get the video replay. Tim, if you want to come down and have a look. The referees will come down and have a look at the replay. Here it is.
What we're looking for here is Harms's elbow coming off the back of the pad as he gets the pin.
All right, the referee is on the screens now. We're having a look now.
We are ready for the replay to start, and we're going to have a look at this. So
we'll look. Jamie's protested on the elbow foul from Hamza. We'll look for it.
This one's going to the match umpire.
So here we go, looking for
the pin or the elbow foul first.
Oh, definitely the elbow foul first.
All
so
right.
let's restart.
You can watch that on the screen right behind you.
All good. So that one looks like a protest upheld. We will go again.
It seemed to work really nicely. How did it work from your end?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you feel the pressure?
No, I think it was great. It really was an easy roll, because most of the time, if somebody did make hey, I wasn't sure if that was an elbow foul or if that was a pin, I think we only had it maybe come up 3 times throughout the entire event, and they just called for a replay. We just said, can we get a replay on that? And they went through slow motion, and you can see, well, no, that actually wasn't a pin. Very easy. The athletes just, they've said, I just want a replay on that. There was no argument about that. They do get, I think it was 2 or 3.
Two.
Yeah, two opportunities to call for that, and if they are correct in their call, if they retain the 2. So there was no pressure from. It's not a difficult thing from their side to be like, I want a replay, and then it's like, oh, that causes a big commotion or anything like that.
But also, they couldn't use it as like a professional foul, really, and just drag it out to get a bit more rest time either, because they really only had those 2 chances. So if it was frivolous, at the end of the day, they'd lost that opportunity that they might need further in the match.
And plus, the replay popped up almost instantly. So we'd say, hey, can we get a replay? And we had an amazing production crew that would just put it up on the screen for us straight away. And the times that people did ask for a replay, we say, well, can we just watch that back?
Yep.
Right there, it's right then. And, Tim Graham, the referee, as well, he came running around and we just watch it right there and go, no, that wasn't a foul or whatever, it wasn't a pin. This is the call, and straight back into it. So there wasn't a lot of time lost. It was very quick, very rapid, and I was very happy with that as well.
Nice one. And your number 2?
My number 2 was the chicken shop Nissan incident. So, we're down to number 1. The number one.
Oh, okay. So your number 1 moment, Hollywood Matt Connolly,
Yes.
AWE 1.
That's right, Marcus Satiri.
Yes.
The giant
From the Tahitian giant.
Absolutely, yeah. What a performance coming in and beating the veteran in Adam Laura. A dominant performance there. And then not only that, but he also came back later and took on Lachlan Carpenter, who was the openweight national champion.
Still is.
Yeah.
He's still allowed to be.
Right, yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. And he also won that match as well. So winning 2 matches on the same card against 2 top-level opponents.
And was there a particular moment within that moment? Where does your mind go when you're thinking that Marcus Satiri debut at AWE 1?
Yeah, well, Marcus tends to have a reputation as being sort of a defensive puller. Like he does have a very strong King's move, and he does sort of catch and sort of tire people out and sit in a King's move and win in that format. But he was very aggressive on this event. And when he was facing Adam Laura in one of the rounds, he sort of stonewalled Adam in the center, and then he pinned so hard he almost hit Adam's hand through the table. It was such a cracking sound when he put Adam's hand down, and especially against Adam Laura, who's as you said, a veteran of the arm wrestling world and a humongous guy as well.
The big guy, yeah.
To see Marcus just smash that through was an incredible moment. It's like, wow, hardest hit of the day. One of the hardest hits I've seen in arm wrestling. So, yeah, Marcus Satiri, my number 1 moment.
Yeah, Marcus Satiri, a real breakthrough moment for Marcus Satiri. I think the arm wrestling world found itself a superstar at AWE 1 in Marcus Satiri, I think in more ways than one. And my number 1 was the replays that you were talking about before. How great is it? And this is obviously something I didn't pick up when we're there, but in watching the replay, what I liked about the replay was the replays.
Yeah.
As soon as something happened, you didn't have to think about it for long. And from the commentary perspective as well, you and Ryan, of course, on the commentary desk for much of the event, and you guys were able to reference the replay and talk more in detail about it without leaving anything to the imagination. And I just loved that, and it seemed to be something, looking back in the comments, that people were big fans of, was the instant replay, and that's very definitely going to be a hallmark of the AWE presentation of the sport moving forward.
Absolutely, yeah. The production crew, all props to them for doing that. And it was almost like as soon as a match finished, like as soon as it finished, there's the replay.
Yeah. And
it was straight away, and that they'd play it a couple of times. So after a match, usually you've got a bit of messing around, people standing around, not doing much. So to have that replay function playing over the top, it was amazing. And it was literally as soon as the match was end, I think the way that they do it is they have like a minute sort of pre-recorded, or like they're recording a minute that they can just reference at any time. And so, as soon as that moment ends, they just go back 10 seconds, right, that's your replay, click the button, and it pops up on the screen. So, yeah, incredible. It was definitely a nice feature to have.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are you most looking forward to at AWE 2?
Oh, we got so many good matches on. Again, this is what's fun about, like, the first event for me was that all the matches on there were matches that I really wanted to see, regardless as to whether or not we're organising it and putting the event on.
Who cared if anybody else watched? This is right. We wanted to see.
That's right. I feel the same way with AWE number 2. So we've got Jordan Sill coming over from the United States facing Lachlan Adair, Australia's number 1 arm wrestler.
Yeah.
And then you've got Ryan Bowen.
John Brzezink's former training partner as well, right. And Jordan. So
that's great. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a huge.
So for those people that haven't heard of him, is a really high caliber guy. guy. John thinks very, very highly of him. Is very highly rated.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's got pins on some of the best arm wrestlers in the world. So it'll be a very big test for Lachlan Adair. Ryan Bowen is taking on Artem Taranenko, or the Russian spy.
Battle of the YouTubers.
That's right.
Yeah, a bit of KSI Jake Paul to this.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. And what's interesting is they both sort of started around the same time in terms of their YouTube career, their arm wrestling career, and they've progressed over the last 10 years or 11 years to this point, and both finding success and tremendous growth. And it's sort of like, well, let's see what you've got. After 11 years in the sport, we'll see who grew the most.
Yeah, that's right. And Artem representing the United States on this occasion.
Yes, Putin has recalled his passport.
Yes, and withdrawn all funding. All state-sponsored funding has been withdrawn. But yeah, so a very exciting matchup between those two YouTube personalities. And anything else that comes to mind, Hollywood, about AWE2 that you'd like to share with the good people? You're bursting at the seams.
There's so many good matches that are going to be amazing. We're going to see Gunter Baikos defending his heavyweight title there again. He's taking on Marcus Attirai, who called out Gunter's. He said in his after his win over Lachlan Carpenter, he had the microphone with you and you did the interview, and he said, Gunter's, I really like that shiny belt that you've got there. I wouldn't mind one of those for myself. So he's lined up for his opportunity to get one at AWE number 2, which will be on July the 2nd. And if you're in the United States, it'll be the July the 1st because of the time difference.
Yes.
But it'll be July the 2nd for us here in Australia, in Adelaide. Some amazing matches on that list. There's we got Las Botha, he's returning again against Rhett, who is from Victoria, who just won a Victorian title again. This literally, so Mario Tambarkas is coming back.
Mario, yes.
So he'll be taking on Jordan Seal in a left-handed match as well. And so that'll be interesting to see where they stand in those teams.
But lots to look forward to. So AWE2, 1st or 2nd of July, depending on what side of the planet you happen to be standing on at the time. You'll be able to tune in via the sporting personality of your choice, it would appear. So there's every chance you'll be able to catch that, of course, on Ryan Blue Bowen's channel, on Artem, on Top Rolling, on his channel as well.
Top Roll King.
Top Roll King,
yes.
Isn't it? Top Roll King. Any of these athletes that have got 10,000 subs or more, they'll be able to stream it on their channels, and you'll be able to pick it up through the athlete of your choice and support those athletes that you know and love, and make sure that they're getting every benefit of your support by tuning in on the 1st or 2nd of July.
That's right. It's going to be big. We're looking forward to it. And thank you for tuning in to us, to Dave Stockbridge. Thank you for being here in your own studio.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining me on your own show.
That's great. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll leave it there.